I have the greatest job in the world because I get to ask any question that enters my mind about horses and horse training to the people, the most knowledgeable people in the world.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. So glad to have you with us today on The Horse Show. I am very pleased to have in the studio with me an old friend, Mike Kevill. Mike, welcome back to The Horse Show.
Thanks, Rick. Good to be back.
There's a whole litany of things that make the horse truly unique.
How did you get into this particular niche?
The majority of the things that we talk about in our radio program are applicable across the board. Whether you're talking about a miniature horse or a draft horse or a world champion reiner or cutter or a dressage horse or an eventing horse, whatever it may be.
When you say I start colts, do you ever start them that young?
The earlier the start is, such as a weanling, the easier it is later on.
There is a huge component to the horse industry, as you well know, that is education oriented. People want to know more. They want to do better. They have a hunger for that, and there are lots of people out there meeting that need. Fortunately for me, there weren't almost none doing it in the medium of broadcasting.
When they actually start the serious under saddle training at what, 2.5, 3 years old, do they remember what you've done with them as a yearling?
Absolutely. That's why...
The interesting thing about radio is it engages the brain in a whole different way than video does. People have to become engaged mentally with what we're talking about.
I'll give you a good example of people that adopt wild horses that do a good job with them. The quality, the reason they do a good job, and these are people that really don't know much about horses, and these are horses that don't know anything about people. What gets them where they can handle these horses quicker than someone else is the patience. They don't know what to do, so they just go slow. And they just keep going slow, keep taking their time, and they get rid of that fear factor.
We haven't seen any end to it. Right? You know, a lot of people say to me, you've been doing this for 5 years, don't you run out of things to talk about? I mean, how much can there be to talk about with horses? And I don't know why we haven't run out of things to do, but every week there's more things to talk about.
One thing that just jumps out at you that you'd like to leave our audience with today?
In losing your temper, more than anything, it affects the discipline you're going to give the horse.
I love it. Every single day I love it. Ultimately, in the long run, what we're teaching and what my guests teach are ways for horses and humans to get along and to become partners. And that benefits the horse as well as it does the human.